Gotta find you. Gotta find you. Oh, there we are. Turn my phone off. Okay. Now, invite the group. Done. All right. Welcome to Create with Sharon Hoppe Designs. I am Sharon Hoppe. And tonight we are going to go big. Though I went even bigger outside of the class tonight. I will tell you I'm exhausted today. Wrestling these great big old slabs have been a busy day. I will show you some of the other ones I've been working on for the Slab to Fab group. But for now, we're going to start with your project. Hey, Aubrey, Rhonda, Cookie. A few of you that I've seen come on. Hey, Rhonda from North Carolina, and Jen, hello. So if you guys look at the top of our live and you see the little link that says Give Ecamm Access, if you click on that, it will give the software I use to stream with, it will give that access to your Facebook name just while I'm live so that I can see who you are without constantly looking down at my phone. Hey, Patty and Sheila. So that way I can look up here and address you by name. If not, I'll just keep looking at my phone. Hey, Tiffany. That's fine. Oh, I just stuck my phone in my new bowl. Go figure. All right. So, hi from Canada. Who's from Canada? Oh, Tiffany. Hi. And I see my daughter, Kristen Hoppe, is on, and I see Melody is on. So I'm going to show you, because you guys like to see, I'm going to show you my I call it little floral bowl. It's not so little. Let me pull this in real quick. Hey, Catherine. So this bowl, though it's little, it's not so little. It is 5.5 inches tall. It is 14. Let me measure this. 15 on that one. So it is. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Diane. It is 14 to 15 inches across, and it is 5 to 6 inches tall. Now, I simply used 2 little things and 3 little things. Whoops, I'm out of the picture, and there I am. So I only used a couple things tonight to do this. And if you notice, I did no texture, nothing. And I accented these lines because this wasn't a dual drape that I used. I actually used a deep dish for this, a new angle deep dish. But look at this floral shape, how beautiful it is all the way around. And I love, let's see, I had a sponge holding up one side that I wanted to keep raised. I think it was right there, that one. Hey, Nina. Did I hit everybody? And Cindy, hey y'all. Okay, so I did not texture this because what I'm going to do to the inside of this is not going to happen tonight. I will have to wrap this up really well till it's leather hard. Hey, Barb, you made it. I am so sorry for confusing you. I was trying to do that post on my phone and obviously hit the wrong time. I so apologize for that. Anyway, so the decor on this will be something I've not done here before. Hey, Carla. So, again, about 5.5 inches tall and 14 to 15 inches wide. And we are, let's see, what time are we at? Oh, 5:36. I think I will show you the size of this slab. It was huge. I had to hold my arms out like this under the slabs and lift it this way. It was so big. But here, let's look at this slab. Yes, Barb, we are all here. Okay, we are ready. Look at the size of this slab. It's a big one. So, as always, if you've seen this before, now's the time to go get your snacks, your drinks, whatever. I am just going to compress this, get my little particles all aligned. I'm going to go all across this, all different directions. Got a little bit of a hole right there. You can't see it because it's so big. I've got the camera so far back, but I just put a little piece in it and called it good. So again, just compressing. And I've already compressed the other side, so I won't worry about that right now because this is a big dude to flip. I had to flip it with 2 boards and I don't have room to do that without hitting my camera. So just know I did compress the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this board, move it out of my way, set up my banding wheel system, get my stuff ready, and then we're going to come and flop this clay onto a big dude. So be right back. Okay, oops, what did I do here? That is a big slab of clay. I will tell you that this bowl that you see is, I think I said this already. It is the smallest of what I made today. If Mr. Wilson will come in here and measure the height and the width of the other 2 bowls that I did, they don't look anything like this. I will tell you that right up front. Totally different. But they are a special surprise for my Slab the Fab group. So if you want to see what we're doing over there, come join us. You can, here's a tape measure. The measurements of those 2, the width and height. Don't do the width on the bottom so that you don't gouge my bowl. Hey Nancy, hey Jerry Lynn. So if you go from the bottom, it'd be easier. These are about 18. The one he's measuring now is about 18 inches wide. About 6 inches tall. By 6? That's only 6 inches tall? Yeah. Whew. Feels like 100 inches tall. So that one is probably the same, right?
No, this one is like
bigger.
This one's like 21 inches.
The other one is like 21 inches diameter.
Probably 5 inches tall.
By about 5 inches tall. So it's wider and shorter. And I may be able to show you a quick peek of those tonight, depending. I have Mr. Wilson say, no. They're heavy, they're hard to move, and right now they are under plastic. They weren't part of this live, but I'm so excited. I was working on those today, but I don't know if I'll be able to show you those. So let's see. I think I've said hello to everybody. I want to thank you all we are running our back to school sale. It ends tonight at midnight with a whopping 15% off almost everything we have except the deep dishes and the deep drapes because those are super time. Yeah, they are very material intensive and very labor intensive. And I will tell you, we ordered new material today, and our our material cost about made me throw up. What used to cost $109 a sheet went up to $150 a sheet. Our forms, our dual drapes, our everything. We use the top of the line wood product. We don't use just MDF. There's about a $40 to $50 difference between what we use and just the MDF. We thought for a brief second of dropping down to that, but you know what? I'm not going to do that because I love the quality of these. So we are going to go up in price a little bit. But again, material went up $40 a sheet. Holy smokes. My shipping on rolling pins, just the shipping cost, this last set for the same as I always get, went up $200 just for shipping to me. When I send stuff out, I charge what the post office charges, so I can't help that. Hey, Holly. Yeah, hefty price jump. Unbelievable price jump. My template material went up. It doubled in price. As you can see, I use my templates for everything. I use them to flip stuff instead of a wear board because my wrists, when I'm flipping all this stuff, I don't need that big, heavy, bulky wear board. Once it's made like this dish, I just need it to cover the bottom to flip it. So I have these sitting around all the time. And if you don't soak them in water and you don't leave your clay on them forever and ever and a day, these things will last like forever. Or if you use the black side, moisture won't soak in at all. So something to think about it. Rhonda, it's worth it to get great quality. Yeah, the quality is there. Like I said, we've struggled. Do we just go use regular old MDF? I mean, we just can't. Can't say we didn't think about it, but it's just not who we are. Hold on, I just lost my there it is. Okay, so enough of that. But the sale does end tonight, and our wood order that will be delivered for tomorrow would nauseate anybody. Oh, anyway, so let's go back, and I'm going to show you. Oh, thank you, Jerry Lynn. I will tell you, they will last and last and last unless you go soak them in water. I've left clay on my forms for almost a week because I forgot about them. And they didn't mold, they didn't swell, they didn't do anything. Regular MDF will mold, will swell, will crack. So let's see how I'm going to set up my form for this big bowl. We have people on that weren't here before. So I'm going to go back and show this big bowl. And then I'm going to show you how easily it was to set this up. So let me go back to this real quick. So here's the bowl. And again, it's like 14 to 15 inches across. And 6 or so. Well, let me see. I do all my measuring with my fingers. It's like this tall from here to here. So no laughing at me now. So anyway, I have to say I'm stoked about the garlic stamps being ready to buy. Yes, they are there. What? I thought he was yelling something. Yes, they are. I apologize Trying to get everything done back from the lake has been hard. It's what? He's yelling at me. What are you yelling? Nothing. I think he was saying it was taller than I said, but oh well. Oh, it's 6 inches tall. That's how tall this is. And I made this from a 3-inch tall form, 2.5-inch tall form. So I'm going to show you that little trick. And you notice I don't have line marks in here. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So here we go. Okay, I have this nice big and wide. and I have a baby. Come here. Come up here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 big old dogs right here at my lap. Here's one. Hey, Sassy. That's Sassy. She just got shaved. All of them. No, get down, guys. They all just got shaved, and now they want their mama. Anyway, let me get them gone. I'm going to go get my big old slab of clay, and I'm going to come back and put this on. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I have this big slab of clay. I took my face out of the picture so that I could get this clay around here. It's big. Get back, Sassy. It's big, and I want to be able to lay this over the top and cover the whole thing. And there we have it. Okay. Move my board out of the way. Put me back up in the picture. Get back, guys. And first thing I want to do is start coming up this form. I didn't put a template down. I'm using my banding wheel system as my template. This is an actual deep dish form. So I do have to be careful about coming down the sides like this, that I don't cause a crack. I'm going gently. This is an octagon, and this isn't a form that I have out on my website at this point. It is a different angle. It's not the typical 45-degree angle or the straight up like our dual drapes. This one meets in the middle. It's like a 22-degree angle, so that it'll come up a little straighter and give you a little straighter sides. And we're testing this right now, so you get to see the testing on this. And again, I'm going to use my banding wheel as my template. So let me cut a bunch of this excess off. I'm going to use, no, that's not going to be big enough. I'll just use my knife. Keep this excess to make a foot if I want. Woo! Let's lay this here for now. That just shows you how big that is. And move this over here. See this starting to take shape in this octagon shape? For those of you that do not throw, well, even those that do throw, you know how hard it is to throw a great big form. And not everybody does throw. And everybody wants that big thrown look. And this is a way to make that happen. Now I'm going to lightly come around. This bowl is going to come woo like that. So drying is going to be essential. And let's see, where is my red and then my little tiny red. There it is. I got a little colored container of what a terrible use for my beautiful colored little shot glass thing. Okay, so I'm going to come, I want this to come closer and show the octagon shape. I may have to go with my, there we go. I want it to show my octagon shape. So now I'm doing the little swoop down. I like to swoop down. Come around here. It's going to have a big old rim. You'll have to come back in 2 weeks and see what I'm going to do for the decoration on the outside of this thing. All right. I'm going to take this. This one, I believe, is a Sharon mud tool. I also have them in U-bolts that I get at the hardware store. I just don't happen to have it right here available at the moment. So I'm going to come around, and I'm coming straight up and down. So this is a big bowl. I want to keep, this is about 3/8 inch slab of clay. And I want to keep that thickness to this because it's a big meaty bowl, and I want it to feel meaty and substantial. All right, now that I have all of that off, I'm going to go around one more time just to see if there's any crumbs. And look at the little shavings that I got. All right, now we have our shape. Now let's get to work. Okay, I brought you in a little closer now. And what I'm going to do is simply come around and just kind of get all the little boogers off that I may have made. Smooth it down just a little bit. Again, this is a deep dish form, not one of my dual drapes or my dual deeps that are rounded on the top. These are squared on the top, so I have to be a little more careful. And again, this is a thicker slab. When you're going this big, I like to have a little more meat on it and let people realize, hey, this is a big bowl. All right, now I've got this done. What I want to do is well, first off, let's talk about what I don't want to do. Hold on, I got a little spot right there I want to fix. There. What I don't want to do is have this bowl, dish, whatever it's going to be, I don't want it to come down and just like flat out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside. And, you know, before I do that, I think we're going to do feet. What I was going to say is I was going to put this aside, let it stiffen up so that I could lift it up to then put, I'm going to put another whole form underneath so that it's really got deep down sides. But first off, I want to put some big old feet on this. Let me see if I can squish this up. I'm going to squeeze some of this leftover. I want it nice and big. This is going to be a big bowl. So I'm going to squeeze this. And then I'm going to kind of square it off. It's a little sticky. My hands are wet. As I hit it down, I'm like kind of pulling it, kind of like taffy to stretch it out, make it longer. Can you see it getting longer? All right. Now, I'm going to cut this right here because it's getting thin there. And I'm going to stretch this just a little more. And this one, I want 1, 2, let's see, I want 1, 2, 3, like 3 big feet. Those are about the same size. So I'm going to go here, clear out here. Oh, made a big old divot in that. I need this one a little longer, a little thinner on this end. Okay, they're about the same height. And grab my other knife. That one's, actually I'll just use this. I'm going to take the edges off of this. The edges off of this end. And then I'm going to go right about the middle. How close did I come? Oh, that's pretty close. But we're not playing horseshoes, so I am going to... that made it worse. Let's just do it this way. All right. Now, again, I want these big, substantial feet. So, let's see. Maybe I go like this. Like this. Like that. Oh, ha! That's perfect. I think we're going to do that. All right. Now, This clay is pretty darn soft too. I can see where it was from just sitting on there. From there to there. And score this. And from here to here. And score this. All right. There's that. Scoot you over where you can see. And I'm going to grab, you know, I even have an old toothbrush in here. You know, you can do that if you want some extra scoring in there. Use this old toothbrush. You can tell I had black glaze in that last time I used it. And I'm going to put that in there. Now I'm going to take, I'm not going to use that again. It's still got black glaze in it. So I'm going to use my big brush and get some of that black off of there. Kind of wiggle that in. And it's okay. It's got finger marks in it. We'll fix it in a minute. We will fix it in a minute. I'm not too worried about them right now. I'm just getting them in place. Threw my sponge on the floor, but guess what? I bought some sponges. I've got some spares. Getting water. I don't want water on this. Oh, I'm like, where's my zine tool to score this? Well, guess what? I already did. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Big feet, you say. Big bowl, I say. I used a form and no template. Big old feet that I used with leftovers. I just squished it up and called it good. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to take this, kind of round it off, curl these edges. Get them shaped more the same. And there's Mr. Wilson. Oh, don't blame that on the dog. He's pointing at the dog. The dog didn't do that. He did that. He always comes through when I'm recording, makes a bunch of noise, blames the dog. Okay. This one needs to go back a little. I have the advantage of looking up there to see where my lines are, and not even being perfect doesn't matter, because when this is all done, it will be perfect. Okay, Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to come down with it and bring it into the other side. Bring this one in. And give it some nice little whoop-de-doo shape there. See that? Look at that. Let's do another one. I like to kind of, I'm doing it like this. There it is. Doing it like that. You could even pull it down with your thumb. Put that in there like that. There we go. That's so pretty. And it's got a nice curve to it. Nice big hump curve. Can you see those? Yeah. Kind of going down with my knuckle this time. My fingers were getting sore. Squeeze it on down. I think I'm going to squeeze this one down while I'm at it. And squeeze this one on down. All right, now fix this with my sponge. Look how ugly that looks. And that's okay. We're gonna fix that. Clean up my mess here. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Nice and big. And when that sets up on that, you're going to love it. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to take the template and I am going to set it on top and press it down and make sure that they're level, which put a slight flatness to them, which is awesome. Now, I'm going to go over these one last time. around this outside edge. Oh, I love it. All right, take my brush one last time and go around this outside edge just to make sure everything's in. All right, so we have feet that are very different. This one could actually come over just a little more into this. There we go. All right. Let me get the inside. Love it, love it. Just making them even. I just fuss with it. You don't have to fuss with it this long. I just like to. There you go. One last swipe. All right, that's all I'm doing to the foot. I'm gonna put my little mark in there. The water off of that. Put my little mark. And now I'm gonna go set this aside until this sets up enough that I can lift it, put another form on it, and then let it sit until it really can be flipped over. And this is big. It's going to be a while. Okay. So, let's see. We have, I want to say hi to Katie and Penny, Misty, Jackie, Joe Bott, Cindy Gunderson, Israelis? Not sure how to say that. Cindy Owen Perry, Jan Thompson, Beth Flick, Leslie Hughes. Let's see. Rachel, Cindy Dormer. Hello to all of you. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Mr. Nagy is gracing us with his presence tonight, I see. Must not be out to sea. Funny. So I saw a couple quick questions. How do you get them level? I think you saw after you asked the question that I put a template on the top and pressed down, and that's how I level them. Rachel, you be careful driving and watching. That's not safe. So you be careful. Barb says when making those feet, she uses a rolling pin. Yeah, my rolling pin's too big to get in there, so I just used my fingers, but rolling pins will work. Let's see. Any other things that I've missed? Beth says maybe I could put Mr. Wilson in one of my dog kennels. Beth, I'm with you. I think we need to put him in a dog kennel also. Did you hear that, Mr. Wilson? Yeah. Cindy says, please look at your website email. I actually just did, and I didn't see anything from you, Cindy. Message me because I don't see an email from you. Okay, I think that's it. So, what we have left, huh?
So it's very nice. I'm the one that makes our forms.
Okay, so let me see what video is coming next. Oh, I know. So if you noticed that I came down over the form and I came pretty much flat out over my banding wheel system. But I certainly don't want to leave those big old rims just coming down and going flat out, because then when they put it in the kiln, they're going to flop. I can't bend my hands that far back. They're going to flop down like that. So once it sets up enough that I can flip it, which is what I'm going to show you now, you will see what I did was then, so the clay's over my form. So when I flip it all over, this is what's exposed. And I just took another form. It happened to be a 3. And because the pin stayed in there, and that's got the pin, I put that in the pin so that then when I flipped it back, now my rim is going to have all of this extra room to hang down instead of go flat. And because it happened to be with the pin, when I go to flip it back, it's not going to slide off, because I'm really bad about it just going whoop and sliding off, and then I got to fix it. So it worked out perfect. When you do that, though, you want to make sure that your second form that you use is not bigger than the first, or it's going to poke into the sides of your clay. So be careful with that. But this is ultimately what I ended up using. And again, it could be anything up here that gives you depth, but smaller than your original form, so that you can get something like that. So you're going to see this. You're going to see this in this next video. Okay, I brought this back in. Now, I wasn't thinking when I did this. I did not put this on the part of my banding wheel system that has the hole in the middle where I could push it up. So I'm going to have to flip this, take it off the wood, put this, that's going to be too big. Let me go get something smaller. Hold on. Okay, my 3D little solar will be big enough, because it has to be smaller than that form that's in there, because I don't want it to push out on the sides, and I'm pretty sure that will work. So I'm going to have to do this quickly because I don't want my rim to flop. So I should have been smart and put it on the one that had the hole in the middle, but I didn't. We'll make this work. I'm actually going to get on the edge of my seat. I'm going to have to work quickly because that might flop. Pick it up. It's the pin is in the form. Let me do this. I need the pin to come out. The pin's pretty tight. There we go. Now, put that in there on the pin. Now I'm going to flip this back over. Ugh. All right. Woo! Was that a trick? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is bring this down. And I think what I may do, look at how pretty that is. What I may do is flip this. How about so I can bring this slightly down, being very careful. I'm not pressing hard. Nice and easy. And I think what I'm going to do is this. Make it nice and fluted. Oh, yes. I think these let's see. I want to count these because I think I got these much bigger than those. So come down here. This up. Bring this down. See, I'm just changing the size of these. Get them more even. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ha! That's what I want right there. All right. Now, I'm going to leave this. Look at this. I'm going to leave that just like that. And I'm going to let that set, and then we'll do something with it. Hopefully it'll be dry and I'll be able to bisque fire it before next week. Or maybe we'll do something in the meantime. But that's what it looks like at this point. And let me tell you, that is, I don't have a measuring stick, but I will tell you this deep. Whatever that is, it's deep. Okay. Let's see what Catherine said. Would it be possible to make a list of the forms and templates you use? Blah, 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 blah. I'm not always excited. Okay, so we used to do that. And I gotta tell you, my niece would go through and put the list in the description with the link, and I'm not sure why we got away from that. But I will talk to her and ask her to please do that. But really, what I used was the octagon. It's stuck on the thingy right now. Come off of there. Because I pressed it in. It is the octagon. I think it's the 8-inch. Yes. This is the octagon 8-inch. Any shape that you want will work. I just chose the octagon. I already said that. You're a day late and $1 short, Mr. Wilson. I chose the octagon because I wanted these lines to come out to make it look like that flower. Because I could leave this a bowl. I could put stuff in here and make this a flower. I could do all kinds of things. But I loved the lines that came up and just kind of stopped. I love that. So, where am I? So it was just this 8-inch octagon, 3 deep. This one happens to be just a 22 degree angle, not the big wide 45 degree or the straight up dual drape. This is in the testing phase. I could stick it out there, but I can tell you the minimalist dual drape deep 3 in any shape will work, as will the forms we already have out there. We have an octagon in the 45 degree. It will simply take your bowl and bring it out wider. So again, this one's, you can't kind of see it. Let me do this. I'm not sure if you can see how deep that is. But it comes not exactly straight up, but it's not way out. So that would be the only difference. I noticed, I guess I've been sticking my fingers in the side of that. There it is. Hold on. I made a mess. Easy come, easy go. It's gone. Okay, so again, oh, stop. Hold on. So it's 8 inch. It happens to be octagon. Any shape will work though. I'm going to put the 22 out there because it works well. If you want that, great. If you have the 45, great. Even if you have an octagon in the dual drape, that would be perfect. Love the monsoons too. What? Oh, you must be talking Nevada. And then I just use this just to set it on, but you can set it on anything. It doesn't even have to be a form. But I'll ask my niece to put the links in there for that for you guys. Again, we used to. I don't know why we got away from that. Carla, you have the deep dish octagons. Yeah. See, I don't, if you've noticed, I don't do a lot with just the rounds because you got to admit, let me come back down to this. You got to admit that this octagon shape, the way that comes in, gives it a lot more interest than if it had just been a round. So I just don't use a lot of rounds. They have their place and I do use them, but I'm more inclined to use an octagon instead of a round. And here I go, put myself in a round shape. Just because I find that way more interesting than if it had just been round. Let's see, which side do you measure? I measure the top side. So this from here to here is 8 inches. The bottom, of course, will be smaller. The bottom is 6 inches on this one. So it comes out to 8 inches. And then from that form, I created this bowl that is 14, 15 inches wide by putting it on top of something and letting it hang down. And as far, I didn't use a template. I used my standing wheel board that I had and cut around the outside of that. So that is, let me see, it's sitting right here. That is 15 inches diameter. So that gave me a 15-inch round right there. So I tend to mix and match and use things that way. Did I miss any other questions? I see Martha and Terry and Catherine O'Hare, Rosemary, Susan Russell, Peggy Byler. I don't think I said hi to any of you all. Jill White. Did I say Beth and Manuela? Well, if I didn't, hello to all of you. So here is our, so my next video is showing you that I flipped it, but you've already seen it. But I'm going to flip it real quick anyway, just so you can see. We are back. We have our big dish. And this one is the smallest of the ones I made today. Big and bulky, like a wearboard. I guess that's why I use them. Okay, I'm gonna flip this. Whew. Now remember, I took it apart earlier. I set it on a template, and I had added a form in here. Oh, it's pretty stuck. And look what we have so far. Look at this dish. All right, so if I pull this out, comes right out. Now it gives me gorgeous lines. In fact, I think. Okay, so I stopped that video because everything I say from that point forward in that video, I've already said showing you this dish. So, and it is 6:32 already, so I didn't want to keep you guys over by having you watch the video of what I've already shown you right here. So that's what we have this evening. Now, I don't have time. I was going to show you a little. I don't think that I would be strong enough to flip it. Katie, you know, it does get heavy, and that's why I tend to use my little 1/4-inch templates to do the flipping with instead of the big bulky wearboards. If you watched my video when I did that big farmhouse platter, I don't know why it just wants to go to square. We'll leave it square. When I did the big farmhouse platter and I had it on a big wearboard and I flipped it and I hit myself upside the face with the board and my platter almost went in the ground. I'm like, no, that's why I stick to my templates. So I have a whole set, a bunch of them sitting beside me because all it's got to do is cover the bottom. And it takes a lot of the weight out. And so that's what I do. But that's what I have for tonight. Those of you that are in my Slab to Fab group, jump over into the, oh shoot, wait a second. Before I open my mouth, hold on. I have to look at something real quick. Hold on. I don't want to stick my my finger in my mouth. I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth. Where did I put that? I thought I posted that I was going to jump into the other group right after this to talk about a Zoom, but did I not? Did anybody see that? I guess I didn't put it out there. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I did not. I meant to post it, and I guess I did not. So, oh, I did. In the founders group. So if you're in my founders group, I am going to jump. Who? Yeah, I saw it. I just found it. I said I plane instead of I plan. Excuse my spelling. I was using my phone where I couldn't see well. Anyway, as soon as we're done here, I am going to jump into the founders group for just a few minutes. So if you are one of my founders, jump over into the founders, the FM group, and I will give you a little announcement over there. For the rest of you, I'll be jumping in and out this week with a bunch of different things. She said 20 or 22. 22? 8-inch, 22. Let me find you guys. Who was asking that?
22.5 degree angle.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, I will see the rest of you maybe this week. In this group even. For those of you that are founders, jump on over into the founders group and I will see you in just a minute. Bye, everybody.